let's check on our seedlings. So it's been about a week or so, and you can see that the tomatoes have all sprouted. No sign of the peppers yet, but I didn't expect them to come as quickly. They seem to take longer to do everything. So, see, I put multiple seeds in each container for the tomatoes, just to make sure we get one that's good. It looks like everything except for one has two sprouts coming. So periodic, it tries to go toward the sun, so the closest window is here. So I'm just periodically flipping this around to make sure they grow semi-straight anyway. And periodically I'm taking the top off and spraying with my little spray bottle, and I have added some water to the bottom occasionally, just to make sure everything stays moist. I don't see a lot, there's a little bit of condensation here, but not a lot of condensation, so they're not overly wet. So they should look like just about right. So I'll keep an eye on them, and then probably a day or two I'll pull out the sprouts that don't look, I'll leave the strongest one, the one that's growing the best, and I'll pull the other ones out, so we'll thin out the herd. All right, so far so good. All right, we're ready for the final reveal. So this is the inside seed starter I bought a couple months ago, and the peppers had good germination on the peppers. Got 5 out of 6, which is plenty. The tomatoes germinated, but they just never started growing, so not sure what happened with that. It's mainly about the peppers anyway. The tomatoes usually have plenty of time to grow. So today is April 12th. So the frost is pretty much done. It's in the 40s at night, plus I have my greenhouse. So anyway, the peppers are a success, so we're definitely doing this again next year with the peppers. I'll probably try the tomatoes again next year, but we have extra tomato seeds we can just print in our regular seed starter, which I'll bring over now. So this is the same Lee Valley seed starter I have a review about. I'll probably link that in the show notes. So the goal here, one reason I picked these cells are smaller than these. So add a little bit of soil to this, and then put these in and fill it in so that they'll just keep growing in these things. And this has the self-watering mat. You fill this reservoir up with water, as I showed in my review, and you can check the water level here. There's a little float that comes up here. So this water's from the bottom, which is what you want. It's also got a germination cover to keep the moisture in. So these are small enough now to be fine. Once things start pushing up against this, you got to take it off. So usually it's the zucchini that gets going the quickest. So. And again, since it's in the greenhouse, once everything germinates, it's great. You know, you don't really have to keep that top on. Probably gets more carbon dioxide. So maybe these guys didn't get enough carbon dioxide. I thought about removing the lid earlier, but anyway, I'll play around with it next year. But anyway, we've got 5 peppers, which is plenty for our room we have in our garden. So that's going to work out great. All right, so let's get these transferred over, and then we'll plant the other seeds and get our vegetable garden going. All right, so I'm going to put some soil in here. I like using this porcelain basin because it keeps the soil contained, so when it inevitably spills over, you can recover it rather than just doing it on the ground or something. So we're going to fill up most of these for the other seedlings we're doing. We're going to be planting tomatoes again. Tomatoes, zucchini, bell peppers, which I talked about, and pole beans. Those are the 4 things we plant, mainly because they're things that are expensive at the store, and then the homegrown ones taste better. So we got 5 peppers. I'm going to put them in this first line here and leave the back one empty probably. So I probably should put some soil in there. That would be smart. I'll try to get that out later. So I'm just going to put a little bit of soil in these first ones. And then we'll transfer the peppers over and fill in with what we need. We're going to put some water on this first to get... Let me go ahead and fill up the rest of these, and we'll put some water on it to get it moist, and then we can put these over. These cells are moist. I want to keep this moist and not drain all the water out. So I'll fill the rest of these up, and then we'll transplant the peppers. All right, got all these filled, so you don't want to flush with the top. You want to have a little bit down below, so the seed will go in there and stay. I'm gonna get a little bit of water here. Actually, I want to take off this extra soil first, so we'll take this out carefully. Over here. Get all the extra soil out so we don't get, there's no reason to get that wet. It's going to make a mess. So, pull this out. I'm wearing these Wells Lamont gloves. They're rubberized. Actually, this is not Wells Lamont. This is called Jump. I'm not sure what this is called. This is a Wells. No, they're called Boss. Boss something master. So they have a rubberized fingers and palm to keep your hands from getting all mucky. I like those. And these are more flexible than some of the heavier gloves you can get. So, anyway, so I'm gonna put a little water on here. You put too much on. If you put it on too fast, it'll sweep all the soil out. But when you get moist, if I brought my sprayer out, that might have been smart. But I didn't bring it out here. So I'm not gonna get it now. Next time maybe. Put a sprayer. If I used the sprayer I used on that thing, on that seed starter, I could just moisten the top here, and then the soil wouldn't go flying everywhere. And I'm gonna put some over here where we're gonna put our peppers. That was the whole point of this exercise. We want the peppers to get dried out right away. Alright, so we'll put some more water on it when we get done. Probably won't. Because once we put the seeds in there, we don't want to put extra water once we get the seeds in there. It'll sweep them away. So, okay, so now we're going to take these out of the cells and put them in here. So let's see how that works. Alright, so I'm going to use this label, peppers, put in the back here. That's what this row is about. So now we're going to remove this out of here. Hopefully, make sure it's in the sun so you can see it. So this tray should just lift right out. A little harder with these gloves on. Put the gloves off for a second. Put your fingernail under the edge here. There. Alright, so this comes right out. There's a little residual water in here. I did some top watering, and I put some water in the bottom to keep the bottom moist. Anyway. Alright, so let's pop these out. So I think I'm pretty sure on my earlier early part of this video, I showed why I like this one, because you can squeeze this and it'll pop out. So we're going to see if that works. And that's pretty much working. Let's get it out as a full thing here. Let's see if we can keep pushing. That's pretty good. That's about what I expected. So now let's go right in here. See that okay? It's in the shade. Let's put this up on top here so you can see it better. Hold it on here. Normally I wouldn't do it this way, but well, my hat was shading it. Okay, famous hat. Okay, put that in there and squish it down. This is the same soil that's over here, so we're just using the same potting soil I got from the hardware store. Okay, so we'll do the next one. So pushing up with your finger on the bottom seems to work the best. That brings up the whole cell. And the roots didn't go down more than about halfway, which is somewhat disappointing, but it's okay. And we'll just keep going here until we get them all out. This one pretty much came out. I'll put that one here because that has less soil in it. So we're pushing it down to make the soil firm, so the roots can catch hold and start building a whole plant. Maybe the roots on this one went down farther. It's possible. That's why the cell is sticking together. Now that one came off like the other ones did. Alright, so those are 5 peppers. Now we're going to take our seeds. Probably not going to show this, I've shown it before, but we're going to take a list of our seeds for 2024. Including our green bean. This is the best green bean variety we found. Green bean Seychelles from Park Seed. We tried
Kentucky Blue, Blue Lake, and when they ripen, you have to pick them right away, or they get all woody and all bloated and stuff. These seem to last on the vine in the perfect eating state for a really long time. So we try to check every day or two, but sometimes we forget about it. And so I'd recommend this variety. And then I think we got a different zucchini this time. Here's all our tomatoes. One of these must be the zucchini. Yeah, so these are a new zucchini variety called Squash Hybrid Spineless Perfection. So we've gotten the Squash Hybrid Spineless before, that the stalks are not as spiny as some of the ones, and they're a little more spread out. And I forget what the Perfection, I think they taste better, and we're going to try these this year. These are super easy to germinate. I never worry about these. They're usually the first ones. And then we've got our Sweet Million. That's my favorite cherry tomato. Just, you can eat them right off the vine, or you can pop them right on a salad without doing anything to them. That's what I like about it. And then we got the Whopper Hybrid, Whopper 2. So we also like to put them on sandwiches. So this will be a bigger tomato. And this should be the peppers. Oh, this is an organic tomato. Wait a minute. Oh no, this Whopper, this is the Whopper. This is the green bell pepper. Okay. So the other one I got this year is a new one called Tomato San Moranzo. It's an organic tomato. This is a bit bigger. It's not a giant tomato, but it's a bigger tomato that's good for slicing on sandwiches. So. All right, so I've shown this before in my original review of the Lee Valley seed star, so I'm not going to show that. I'll definitely put a link in the show notes for this about how to use these things. So, but the big purpose of this video was to review the seed starter, and I would say it's a winner, mainly because we got the peppers going early, at least a couple months earlier than we usually do, and these take the longest to start producing fruit. So hopefully we'll get another month or two of peppers this summer. Instead of they were still going strong in October of last year, but then it got too cold and rainy, so they just kind of pooped out. All right, so thumbs up for this seed starter. And again, it comes with this hood, and Beta Cygni recommends it. All right, it's June 9th, 7th rather. And it's time to check on our seedlings and see if they're ready to be planted. Looks like they are. Let's take these out, put them with the potting bench, and we'll see how they did. Okay, so the ones we're most interested in are these bell peppers. These 5 cells here that we started out in our seed starter in the house that I showed earlier in this video. So I would say this is a huge success. It's at least a month earlier than we were able to plant last year. So it's getting hot now. It's been in the 70s here in Central California, and upwards to the 90s on a few days. So those are the only ones that we successfully planted in here. We had some tomatoes planted in here, but I went on vacation and they didn't survive. So try the tomatoes again next year. And these are the pole beans. So we're going to actually that's the tomato. The ones in back here are the pole beans. So these I just planted in these seed starters. These are the Lee Valley seed starters that I reviewed a year or so ago. I'll put a link to this in the show notes. This is a really great system. It's got automatic below from the bottom watering with this wicking mat down here. Of course, the roots love the wicking mat, so they grow into that, and you have to get it out. But it's easy to get these excess roots off. If you were left, it doesn't matter. But the main thing is these, as you saw earlier, these bell peppers were transferred directly from these cells, which are about a little over an inch across, into these cells, which are 2 inches across. So this is a good fit. This system is a good fit. Just add a little bit more soil, and we're ready to plant them. Okay, so I'll come back later on in the season. We actually harvest some bell peppers, and we'll see how they turned out. All right, all the peppers are in the planting bed. So I got 2 here. I have 5 altogether. 2 here, And there's one here and then 2 more there, so that's 5 altogether. I also got the tomatoes in. And a couple pole beans. I need to sprout some more pole beans. Those got started at least. So I've put this netting up because we have wild bunnies in our yard. And if you're watching my other videos, you've seen that they try to get in this garden bed and they don't succeed. Now the rats can get in. There's nothing we can really do about that. They eat the tomatoes, but not too many, so there's some for everybody. So we'll come back, like I said a little earlier, in a few months, and we'll see how the peppers come out. And here's the results. So this is one of the peppers we picked off our plant this year. We've tried some already. They're nice and crisp and have a little bit of bite to them. We tried letting some of them turn red. They're supposed to keep going, keep maturing on the vine and turning red, but they kind of didn't like that. They kind of just started deteriorating a little bit instead of turning completely red like the ones you see in the store. So we may try a different variety next year, but anyway, we're happy with the way it turned out, and starting seeds inside gives you a couple months of more growing time for your peppers. The rest of the plants, like the tomatoes and the beans and zucchini, don't really need to be started inside because they grow, plenty fast enough when they get planted in the vegetable gardens. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.